Okay, now I'm rolling on this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not rolling on this, but now I am.
Goldi.
It's nice to have you here. Number one, how many times have you auditioned for the hit teen series Degrassi?
I think I've lost count of how many times I've auditioned for this show. And at one point, but the thing is, I would make it down to the final level each time. And I'd come to I'd come to the studio and I'd audition for all the directors and everybody. And you get so excited. And at the time I was much younger. I was like 14, 15 when I
you're
started
18
out.
now?
I'm 18 now.
So you would have auditioned for like season 13 and 14?
I auditioned for a lot of different characters. And one time it was even my birthday, so everyone was like singing me happy birthday. I'm like, yeah, I got this role. And then they never called me. At one point I just got so I was so mad that I didn't get the role that I stopped watching the show because I'm like, that's it. Like
that's
I'm
hilarious.
sticking it to them. That's it. I'm done.
The show sucks.
But like, I love the show. Like I've been watching it since I was 12, right? So like this was like, I was so upset by it. I stopped watching the show for like a whole season. And then I got the audition for Goldi and I'm like, okay, you know what?
This one's mine.
They are not saying no to me.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I was like, I rewatched all of the seasons. I like did so much research for Goldi. I was like,
and when you got it, what was your response?
um,
Boom diada. That would have been mine.
no, I'm a crier.
You cried?
Yeah, I cried.
So Goldi, tell me a bit about Goldi. That's what I want to know.
Goldi, from the start, she was just, she came in grade 11 to Degrassi, and she was a very strong activist. And at first, she started the feminist club. And after that, started to progress. She fought for other things, for instance, her religion, which happens in the 3rd and 4th season. And she's just always looking for things to stand up for and causes to fight for.
Yeah, she's like the very eager
Very.
student council president kind of character,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But she lost both times for presidency.
Unjustly.
Yeah, I felt really bad for her.
I do love that. I do love that scene in season 1 of Degrassi Next Class where like there's like Zoe and Tristan all like, ugh, boys are so difficult.
Yes.
Boys are really hard.
And then I just
you're
come
just
in
like,
with sass.
yeah, you're like, dude, this was, what did you call it? A sham of an election? Or,
I said mockery.
yeah, this
Yeah.
mockery. And I was like, respect. That's what this has become.
Yeah.
A mockery. It was a popularity test, right?
Mm-hmm.
That really was a popularity thing.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
admired her for like calling those things out because she's not very into high school drama, which is kind of refreshing for a character. At Degrassi, I mean, she does get caught up in drama, but she doesn't go looking for it. She doesn't always try to have a sob story. She's very like upbeat and she likes to focus on school and bigger matters.
Well, I was going to say, like, you look at somebody like Goldi. I mean, as an adult, I look at Goldi and be like, Goldi's rad and I want to be friends with her.
But as a kid,
you don't really want to be friends with Goldi, do you? She's a bit nerdy.
She didn't, for the whole first season and second season, she didn't have very many friends.
I think, you know what, but Goldi can be a bit scary, right?
Yeah.
Because she's really
Very
convicted.
yeah.
Is that the word? No.
She's-
What's the word I'm thinking?
I know what you're trying to say.
I'm trying to say that Goldi is just very committed, thank you,
Okay.
to her cause, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
you don't want to mess with someone who's that committed.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like she doesn't really know what fun is. She finds what she does fun. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
schoolwork is fun. Like, being an activist is fun. But she doesn't know how to relax, eat
Yeah.
pizza with friends, go out, hang out, right? So I think
Yeah,
that
she's
was
serious.
It was nice to see that change in season 3 and see
Yeah.
her kind of breaking out from that and testing new waters.
So, but I think a lot of that for Goldi comes with her like cultural and religious background.
Yeah, of course.
So like there's a lot of things that I think she's keeping herself from.
I think she was almost scared to explore those things as a teenager because in the script many times it alludes to the fact that her parents don't restrict her from doing things.
Yeah.
She restricts herself.
That to me is what makes
Yeah.
like Goldi so fascinating. My
Yeah.
favorite storyline so far is when Goldi and Rasha are talking about, well, here you have Goldi, who I assume is kind of like first generation Canadian. Like she's born in Toronto.
Yeah, she was born here, yeah.
And then you have Rasha, who comes as a refugee and is more
So much more
free and
adapted,
liberal
yeah.
and adapted, than Goldi, but Goldi's doing it to herself. And then Boz says that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Where it's just like, no one makes you wear that hijab, like you wear it.
Yeah, very true.
So how'd you make sense of all that?
I feel like because she was born here, she tries that much harder to hold on to her roots because she doesn't want to let them go.
True.
And she probably almost feels guilty if she adapts too much or she lets go of her heritage too much. And so she just tries that much harder, and it almost pushes everything else away. And it might be a little too extreme on one side trying to hold on to her culture and religion, whereas Rasha's character is coming here and she almost wants to get rid of those negative memories of her culture. Yeah, because of the war-torn country she's come from. And so they're kind of both in opposite boats.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I see that in Goldie.
I see that
for
too.
sure. And it's a brave thing to do, right?
It is.
To really like...
I mean, she knows what she's losing, like what she's missing out on with friends and whatnot, but she chooses to make that decision anyway.
She's coming around in terms of like finding a way to balance.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so.
Her religion and her and her social life of like having a boyfriend.
I think she's realizing that there's like more than one way to be a Muslim. That there's no right or wrong way. You know what I mean? It's like as long as she keeps God in her heart, it doesn't necessarily mean that she has to fully restrict herself from every single thing. Because she is a human, she is a teenager, and as long as she respects herself, I think that's probably the most important thing. As long as she's not like compromising how she feels.
Well, she has that great scene where she tries to take off her hijab for a bit.
Yeah,
and then like runs back into the bathroom and like puts it back on. Why do you think she just couldn't do it?
I feel like she never really gave herself the chance to try and be more immersed into the Western culture. And so I think she decides to give it a shot since Rasha just takes it off on a whim, or because Rasha actually never used to wear it in Syria apparently. And so I just feel like when she took it off, she didn't really feel like herself anymore. She didn't feel like free or liberated in any way, which she thought that she would.
Interesting, yeah.
But she felt more free and liberated wearing it.
It's kind of interesting that like the hijab like plays like this. I know, it's this ongoing symbol.
Yeah, it's almost like its own character.
Yeah. And of course that comes up in season 4.
It comes up a lot, yeah.
And that's a really tough scene. Have you shot that scene yet?
No, it's next Monday.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that scene coming up.
A group of older boys who probably have been drinking or whatever, and they target Goldi because of her hijab and because of the terrorist attack. And so she kind of got caught up in this whirlwind, and they ended up ripping her hijab off. And they start...
Yeah, they completely like racially profile her.
They do. And so, of course, she's the type of person to say, no, you can't do that to me. Not the type of person to walk away from a situation.
Which is why I love Goldi.
Very true. She's very good for standing up, but also a little naive to not know when the right time to stand up is. Because she put herself in danger in a sense. Because I mean, if this happened at school in a safer environment, stand up for yourself.
And I think Winston is clocking that, right?
Yeah.
He's just going like, we're gonna get beat up. Yeah. And also Winston's like a cute little Polly Pocket, right? Like he can't like defend his girl. I found Winston's response very fascinating. I was wondering what you thought about that. You know, when he's like Winston's asking Goldi to take off the hijab.
Yeah.
Is that the right thing or the wrong thing? And I think Goldi contemplates that, or
she does. She
tries
does a lot.
to figure that out at the end.
She tries to decide, did he stand up for me or did he not? Because in a way, you could see it as him standing up for her because he's trying to get her home safe. Or you could see he's not standing up for her because he's not showing respect to her religion. But which one's more important in that situation, safety or religion? Yeah. And that's for Goldi to decide.
Well, Winston and Goldi make up.
Yep, they
go to prom together.
Yeah, they do. I think that, they don't go together, but they're like nonchalantly going together. Like there's no promposal, nothing official.
But Goldi's all about the unofficial, right?
She is,
because you don't want to get too close, you don't want to get tempted, but really she's got a crush.
Oh yeah.
And there's going to be some kissy advanting. I know it, you know it, everyone at home knows it.
Well, I think that's cute. I think it's really cute that they're together because they're both such motivated characters, and they both they're so student council-y. Yeah. They're just like 2 peas in a pod.
They're perfectly like nerdy and sweet and naive.
Yeah. I see that completely.
And like I feel like Winston would take great care of Goldi.
Yeah, he does. Like when he accidentally sends her a nudie pic.
Okay, that's what we got to talk about.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was like, what?
And especially the explanation, it was meant for Miles. That's what I went even more like, what do you mean for Miles?
Like I sent my friends funny gifs of like monkeys falling off trees. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like
not your thing in fruit bowls.
Yeah. I didn't know this was a game.
I didn't either. I don't know why it is a game.
Goldie's response, completely fair, right?
Oh yeah, she slaps the phone on the table and she's like mortified. It's probably like the first time she's ever gotten something so provocative before.
Well, she's seen one.
Well, now she has. But his way of apologizing was super adorable.
What does he do again?
He lights up the entire student council room.
Oh, that's nice.
And we just filmed that today, actually. He lights up the entire student council room, turns off the lights, and there's a lit up basket of gingerbread cookies.
Oh,
that's Goldie's favorite.
Nice.
And so then they both just have gingerbread cookies, and he apologizes, and he says, "I'm so sorry." So it's really cute.
There's some great apologies on Degrassi.
Yeah.
There's been some great apologies. Am I wrong? Like lots of fireworks and lights and animals
Too bad
and
it doesn't
goats.
really happen.
He gets a goat too.
He's very elaborate.
Very elaborate with his
Yeah.
apologies.
Or when he asks the girl out, he's very like, go big or go home, you know what I mean? Yeah, like a goat.
A goat? Jeez. I can barely get a guy to pick me up at my house. Getting a basket of gingerbread cookies, man.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Winston's a keeper.
He is.
All the way to Banting. What do you think about the feminist storyline? Did you like agree with Goldie? Is that your version of feminism? Do you have a different perception of feminism?
I actually never thought much about feminism until I got this role and I like looked at the script and I did a lot more research on it. And the way she handled it, I think with the whole about the washrooms, I completely agree, because being a girl and going to the washroom absolutely sucks. Like,
but Zig had a good rebuttal.
Yeah, but
if
like,
it is
we gotta
equal,
take poops too. Like,
but the poops unite us. It's the peas that separate us.
What?
It's true. That's what takes the girls so long. They have to always do all this stuff for a pee.
Well, it's like, I mean, we have much more to do, and like, you know, like.
I am saying that I thought Zig had a good rebuttal, but listen, if I'm going to be honest, I have never, ever been at a concert and saw a line up to the girls' washroom and said,
the thing is,
I'm jealous.
If you wanted to, you didn't even have to go to the washroom. You could just go and find a bush. Like, you're fine.
A bush? You're going to have all the Degrassi community school students peeing outside? Just like Zig and Tiny in the morning. Good morning, guys.
I'm talking about it at concert, not for school.
It sounds quite difficult to be a woman.
I'm just trying to say that we deserved that extra washroom. That is my conclusion. And I think Goldie did an amazing job getting that washroom.
So what is your definition of being a feminist?
Okay. I actually agree with Goldie's definition of being a feminist, because it's just so well worded. It's just basically equality, economic equality, job equality, opportunity equality, just equality between the sexes. And I mean, it is called feminism, and that doesn't sound like a very equal term for what they're fighting for. But if you look at it through history, women were the only ones who were really repressed the most. And so putting the label as feminism instead of like just gender equality came from that. But I think now I wouldn't exactly classify it as feminism. I feel like that's almost like making it unequal. I just say fighting for gender equality.
You can be a girl and still trying to figure out what feminism is, and you can be a boy. So, but I mean, like, not everybody is going to know until leaders like Goldie are going to teach them, right?
Well, I mean, I didn't know. Goldie taught me. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this show.
Yeah.
They teach you things that you didn't even know. Like my character back in the day taught me everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like I literally didn't know anything.
Oh, that's so cute.
I was like, what's gay people? Thanks, Degrassi. Seriously. Goldie's journey, is it complete to you? Now that, we're nearing the end.
Never want it to be complete, but I like that the finish has no real finish. Do you get what I mean? Like with the end of this, there's no set, like it's not defined that her and Winston are dating. It's not defined of what she's going to study. I like that it's not defined because it doesn't feel like the journey's over then,
I feel like Goldie's come a long way. She went from like a kind of naive, shy Muslim girl into like a really strong modern Muslim woman.
Yeah.
Because she was making sense of her faith in this modern context. And that included, working with the QSA, that included maybe having a boyfriend, and being an outspoken feminist.
Speaking about terrorism, there's a lot of things she's done.
Yeah.
I think at first when Goldie came onto the show, she was looking at others for their standards and trying to be this perfect little like Muslim girl. but she didn't realize that she can set her own standards.
Yeah.
What she feels comfortable with is right for her. It may not be right for Rasha, it may not be right for another Muslim girl, but for her it was right. And I think that's where she learned to just accept the fact that she's not going to do everything perfect. She just has to be comfortable with the mistakes that she does make and be comfortable with the things that she does.
Yeah, no, I think Goldi has been a very exciting character in relatively a short period of time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
only 4 seasons.
Yeah.
But that's like a lot of evolving for her.
A lot of things packed into there. Bye, Goldi. I miss you,
Don't say that.
Is it gonna feel like what's the last scene, like shooting the last scene on Degrassi gonna feel like? Oh my God. So, I just like pierced her soul.
I told Krista I don't have emotions, but I do.
It's okay. I totally hear you, girl.
Oh my God. It's okay. I'm just going to cry for a bit. Yeah. Oh man. I don't even want to think about it because I feel like it's just going to be a flood of women mascara just in that scene. That's all you're going to see. Like our faces are just going to be streaked with mascara. That's probably what it's going to be. But yeah, oh my God, don't look at me like that.
Is it gonna feel like you're like? It's just. I know that you stay in touch with your pals after. It's like high school, but will it be the same or is it?
I think it's different because since we're all actors, we're kind of bound by our careers, which is nice. You know, maybe we'll get to work in other projects together as different characters. Like, at least that's what I hope. But I mean, Toronto's pretty small. We'll run into each other, whether it's like university. But it's just like, just thinking about being at the last read-through, the last rehearsal, like not walking through these halls at like 5:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, you know?
Well, it becomes like, because it's like your home. It's like,
Yeah.
it's really like you have to say goodbye to 2 high schools.
Yeah.
Your own, and then, you know, your
And this was always the better
Degrassi.
one.
Yeah, it always is.
Yeah.
We have a game that we're playing with each grad, and it's called Prom Boiler Slap. So it's the same idea as marry, sleep with, kill.
Okay. Yeah.
So prom is who you will take to prom. Who would you take to prom?
Wait, like Soma or Goldi?
Soma, but characters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we know Goldi will take that. I want to know what Soma thinks of these characters. So who would Soma take to prom? Which character would Soma take to prom? Which character would you bring to the boiler room for a little slap and tickle, maybe? and which character would you just like teen movie?
Oh, woo. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I get my paper. Okay, the 3 options for prom boiler room slap. Maya, Rasha, Zoe.
I'd hook up with Zoe's character. She's fierce.
She is good. Yeah.
I would take Rasha's character to prom because she's just so cute. But I wouldn't really want to slap Maya because I feel like she's been through a lot.
Yeah, you do.
But like at
You
the
wanna
same time,
slap Maya.
she's just a little whiny. So
Snap out of it. Hashtag not okay. Okay, next category. Tristan, Winston, Miles.
oh man, I would slap Tristan.
Yeah.
He's just so Miles.
And when you slap him, is he out of his coma? Or is he still in the coma?
And I would take Miles' character to the boiler room,
Yeah, you would.
and I'd take Winston to prom.
You know what's interesting about this?
What?
You're slapping Tristan because he won't shut up about Miles. Meanwhile, you're taking Miles to the boiler room.
Maybe I'm jealous.
Wow, twist. The plot thickens.
Okay, Soma, do you have one for Adamo?
Yeah.
Can you name 3 people?
Yeah.
And it could
I
be
can.
any throughout the entire Degrassi
Oh, yeah?
universe. Yeah, because
Okay.
I know all of these
Okay.
people.
All right. I'm going to name some of like the old ones too because that's what I used to watch. Okay. We got Zane.
Wow. Okay, we're going there.
We're going to have Snake.
Okay.
And Emma just to make it weird.
Emma?
Have the dad and the daughter.
Oh my God. Jeez. This is, okay, we're doing real talk right now. Okay. This is so bizarre. I don't know where to start. I think I would take Snake to the boiler room. Let's have a good time, Stefan. Oh, bro, Greg, your dreams are finally coming true. I think I'd take Emma to prom and I'd slap Zayn. And I would take Emma to prom because I'd be like, yo, Emma, like, what's up? You know, like, you started this whole thing. We're friends. We've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Emma be chill. Weird, I just took her dad to the boiler room, but some things are better left unsaid, you know? Did you agree with mine? What would you have done with mine?
No, I would have definitely taken Zayn to the boiler room.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh my God, he was the background on my iPhone for the longest time. When
You had a crush on Zayn?
Oh my God, I didn't care he was gay. I just, so hot.
Thanks for hanging on the red couch.
Thanks.
Thanks for catching up and teaching me about Goldi and
Gold digger.
Gold Digger. And now you have about 2 more weeks of shooting.
Yeah. Stop.
Good luck. Enjoy it. I'm going to be on set on that big scene. I'm going to come see it. See you at the grad scene.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
You make me smile.